Hi, for this video what we're going to do is we're going to solve a system of equation using elimination. Elimination is probably the method that if I had to pick one method to solve systems of equations, this would be the method that I would use. In order to use elimination, you must line up x's and y's on one side of the equation and your constant terms on the other. They do need to be on the same side of the equal sign. So I already have them lined up. My x's and my y's are already lined up, and my constant terms. And with elimination, what we're going to do is we're going to combine the two equations together in order to eliminate one of the variables. So it's kind of as it sounds, elimination is you are really getting rid of one of the variables to make it easier to solve. For this particular problem, it's a very easy one to eliminate because our goal in elimination is to get the variable, one of the variable terms to be the opposites of each other. So if you can see right here, if I were to add these together, positive 4y and negative 4y cancel each other out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and leave the original equation the way that it was. I'm just going to rewrite everything. You don't have to do this step, but that way you can see what I'm doing. So with this, what we are going to do is, because of the fact that these are already opposites of each other, I'm just going to add these two equations together. So when I add them together, my y terms cancel out, and so I'm left with 3x minus 4x, which is negative 1x, equals 1 minus 4, which is negative 3. And you don't have to put the 1 there, I just did it so that you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. So x ends up being positive 3. You have to remember that you have two solutions for this. We are looking for both x and y, so we are not done yet. So what we want to do is go back to either one of the original equations. It does not matter which one you pick. I'm going to go ahead and do this one only because of the fact that this has a positive 4 in front of the y, and I see less mistakes with using positives. So what we're going to do is we're simply going to replace the x with what we found it to be. So I would do 3 times 3 plus 4y equals 1. So I'm just taking this equation and I'm replacing x into it. Like I said, you can use the other equation. You'll get the exact same answer. 9 plus 4y equals 1. And then I would subtract the 9 from both sides. And I end up with 4y equals negative 8. And then our last step is to simply get y by itself, so I would divide both sides by 4 and end up with negative 2, so all I did was divide by 4. And depending upon the course that you're in, some teachers are completely okay with you just writing x equals 3 and y equals negative 2. Most of the time it's written as an ordered pair, and remember that we always do x comma y. So 3 negative 2 would be our answer. I would always take the time just to go back through and check just to make sure that you didn't make any mistakes. And so with this, to check, all I have to do is go back to the original equation. So I have the 3x plus 4y equals 1. And all I'm going to do is replace my x term with the 3. So I'm going to say 3 times 3. Plus 4 times negative 2, and we're just going to ask ourselves, does that equal 1 if I plug that in? So with this, I end up with 9, and 4 times negative 2 gives me negative 8 equals 1, and 9 minus 8 does equal 1, so that is a true statement. To check in the other one, we would do the same thing. We would just replace the x with 3, the y with negative 2, and we're going to see, does this equal negative 4? So I end up with negative 12 plus 8, which is negative 4, so we can see that it works in both of those equations. If it only works in one but not the other, that means that you made a mistake somewhere along the lines, so you need to go back and check your work. The checking part really can be done in your calculator. It can be done in your head, like some people are able to just go, okay, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 4 times negative 2 is 8, and 9 minus 8 is 1. You don't have to write it out, but it's always a good idea with equations to check, because then you're guaranteed to have the correct solution. As always, thanks for watching. If there are other topics that you need me to cover, please just let me know. Thanks for watching.